fairy tales are traditionally magical, whimsical, and full of wondrous characters and imagination. Fairytale Fights takes these timeless classic tales as inspiration and joyfully brings them into video game land for, of all things, a bloody hack-and-slash adventure. Bringing together characters like Little Red Riding Hood and the Naked Emperor from The Emperor's New Clothes, Fairytale Fights serves up a fractured fairy tale with several gallons of blood for every ounce of cuteness, with gory close-ups of claymation-looking characters getting carved up like salami. The simple setup sees a certain little boy tailor, not the most famous fairy tale character ever, plotting to steal the fame from fairy tale land's most eminent personalities. The slighted cast will pick up whatever weapons they have at hand, including saws, branches, axes, clubs, chainsaws, swordfish, and many more implements of cartoonish death in their quest to regain their fame. No matter what weapon you wield, you can count on the game to show off its certifiably nasty physics engine by sending blood, guts, and brains slopping in every direction. Your first quest involves reclaiming a stolen pot of honey from lumberjacks, and it quickly becomes apparent that violence is the answer. You'll know you've won when you've turned everyone around you into a bloody pile of meat. Once you figure out what button you press to kill things, you'll know all you really need to know. Although if you want to put a little more finesse in your story, you'll find you can use potions, block enemy attacks, and utilize hacktastic glory attacks that let you focus your rage on a single enemy. However you play, the result will always be lots and lots of blood, which flows so freely you're able to slide and skate around it like fairy tales on ice. Most of the blood will belong to enemies, but with tons of spikes, saws, and other traps maliciously laid out in front of you, you'll definitely contribute some of the red stuff yourself. Tricky jumps and huge boss enemies, like a giant angry beaver for example, are leading causes of death in Fairy Tale Land. But there's no need to sweat a few dozen gruesome deaths. Fairytale Fights is an accessible game that wants you to keep playing. You can respawn as many times as you need to, only losing a little bit of your collected loot as punishment. Up to 4 players can throw their bodies onto the pile, joining in or dropping out at any time. It's hard to imagine what the happy ending would be for a cast this violent and depraved, but you'll be able to see what happens for yourself when the game launches at the end of October.